Hello there, my battalion and viewers. I'm the Knight of Arcane, and today is the promised Gummy Goo variety episode. Since we were able to get 50 likes on the Amazing Digital Circus variety episode from last month in a week. We got some familiar narrators, familiar worlds, one we haven't seen in about a year, and something new for this. Depending on how well this goes, might try more of these single character variety episodes. But also let me know if you'd like to see more of these in the future. Anyways, let's check out our various Gummy Goo pieces, shall we? You'll remember the other week when I talked about the Princess Lulalu animatronic? That, and you said your company was setting up a promotional thing to release a Gummy Goo animatronic pretty fast? Right. Well, our company got what they wanted, so we've been working on that this last week, and should be out tomorrow. Cool. How'd it go? There were a few issues with it. Getting the proportions right was surprisingly hard, mainly because he's a crocodile, and most of the time designing crocs and gators, you make them a bit chunky, or muscular. Like with Monty from FNAF. Right, but Gummy Goo is pretty thin, at least in the limbs. So, as you know, thinner legs makes it harder to keep up. We went through 4 leg designs to make them just right, so they could keep the animatronic up, but not look too big. I assume the tail didn't help. It's pretty small, so that did make it a little easier, but we had to make it lighter for the balance, taking 8 models to get it to be light enough and still work. The head was a bit harder. I can probably imagine why. We couldn't get the size right for some reason, so it took 12 models to find the right one. The early ones being too big, and then somehow had the same problem with his hat. Wow. But it's done, and hopefully people like it. It was close, and almost set us back a bit, but glad people showed they wanted to see it. True that, but why does the animatronic have teeth? Huh. Maybe I do need to take that vacation earlier than I planned. Yeah. Hopefully no bite of 87s happen with it. Yeah. Wouldn't want that again. Again? There are some Zatterrans that live in small settlements outside the main cities of Outworld. Though they're relatively small, to hopefully avoid attention of bandits and such. Migo lived in one settlement with his mum, working a small farm his pop originally started. He was taught how to use some Earthrealm weapons called guns, that some trader was somehow able to smuggle between the realms, and became quite proficient with them to help hunt and take out predators and bandits that tried to attack his home. However, his mum got sick, and while she's a fighter, Migo knew she wouldn't make it without the medicine she needed. The problem was, they were pretty poor, and wouldn't be able to buy it. So Migo and 2 of his mates decided their best option would be to steal a powerful artifact they learned was in the old Queen Sindel's vault that could heal his mum, and then could be sold on the black market. It wasn't easy for the Free. The Umgadi and the Khan's personal guard were of course crawling the place. Not to mention the strong champions in Shao Kahn's employ. But through careful planning and pure luck, they were able to get the artifact and escape. Unfortunately for them, their escape wasn't as clean as they'd like, and bounties were put on their heads, making it almost impossible for them to get back to their settlement. And yet, Migo kept fighting those sent for him, taking some out due to Zatterran's strength, some due to his quick wits and skills, and some due to a bullet they never saw coming. This all got the attention of Aaron Black, an out-of-time gunslinger and former enforcer for both the Black Dragons and Con Guard. The cowboy was impressed by the Zatterran's skills, especially impressed he found a fellow gunslinger out in Outworld. So Aaron offered Migo a position in his new crew, and in return, his settlement would officially be under the protection of them. Migo agreed, and now taking the name Dial, became one of the fiercest outlaws of Outworld, alongside his boss, taking in big scores that rose his bounty, yet also allowed his home to flourish. Yet, a princess knows he still holds something that was once her mom's, and she might send someone out to get it back one day. Would Dial be able to survive that day? Only time will tell. Just a quick reminder, we have a Patreon set up. It's a great way to help support the channel. As a patron, you get access to monthly art polls, early access to content, and monthly art-related rewards starting with character headshots. So if you can, head over to our Patreon to become a patron today, starting at $3 a month. Every little bit helps. Anyways, now back to the video. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. In case you forgot, I'm Whitney Parker, the totally legal Mech Armor saleswoman, but still don't tell the feds where I am. I had some very interesting armor still in the works to show off, but how about I show you something more recent? So this customer, I think his name was Gummy? I don't know, I'm gonna call him Gummy. But this customer found him at a bar, said he needed something for a heist against some big corporation, and I offered him a deal on a mech suit. The deal being he'd pay full price for a suit, or I'd call the cops on him. He claimed that was blackmail, I claimed it wasn't, but he came around in the end. Gummy wanted something simple and wouldn't grab any attention, which is lame, especially coming from a guy with an Aussie accent that's dressed like a cowboy. But he said since I blackmailed him, he should be able to choose a bit what he wants. I gave in, but decided to make an obnoxious green and yellow, similar to the colors of some West Coast college I've seen that looks really bad, and used gray instead of white like they did. For fun, tried to make the face similar to a croc or gator, but you're probably looking at it and seeing snake or generic lizard. Which is fair, just not what I was trying to do. And since he's some sort of Aussie cowboy, gave the suit a steel cowboy hat and a plasma whip to help with the look. Like, overall, another great Whitney creation. But maybe should have used different colors, like red and yellow, or red and purple. That would probably look so cool. Gummy begrudgingly took this work of art, and successfully pulled his heist. Pretty sure the big company he robbed was shady, like most big companies are, and was fun to see it work in action. Now I need to get back to work. See me in like 2 weeks or so for something really cool. Werewolves are of course the most common form of were-creatures. I and many other hunters are tasked with keeping an eye on, and if need to, slay. But there are many other were-types out there. While many were first given this curse through magical means, and then passing it on through biting victims, there are some who, while dabbling in the alchemic sciences, have been able to create more dangerous and unique were-creatures to infect our world. While the most notorious person to figure this out was a mad and disgraced man by the name of Dr. Singed, who was able to reanimate a man's corpse and then turn them into a werewolf, we'll be looking at a subject of one Dr. Kane today. Dr. Kane is a mysterious man, incredibly wealthy and talented in alchemic sciences, and seems to be quite mad. Hunters are unsure if Kane is his real name, or if he chose to name himself after the first murderer. But Kane's wealth has allowed him to own several private islands, where he and other like-minded individuals capture, create, and then hunt the most dangerous game for sport. Though Kane usually acts as the host, offering monetary rewards to his clientele. While I've known of the Mad Doctor for some time, I was able to find one of his islands after he abducted a fellow hunter, one gunslinger from the American Midwest named Migo. Pretending to be one of his rich masked clients, looking to have an easier hunt, I was able to find my fellow hunter. Unfortunately, he had been experimented on and was stuck as a were-crocodile. Though I do believe he was somehow able to include DNA from raptors based on how his arms and legs looked. Getting him to calm down was hard, especially with the other hunters trying to kill him. But I was able to finally reach what humanity he still had, and promised to find a way to cure him. Unfortunately, as we tried to make our escape, Dr. Kane finally showed up, which caused Migo to try and charge him, and be effortlessly beheaded by the Mad Doctor. I barely managed to escape the surprisingly capable doctor, though when I returned, his manor was decimated, his lab burned to the ground, and the only sign of his sick game being done here was Migo's head on a spike. I know he's still out there, and I'll make sure Kane goes down, for Migo, and all the souls he's tortured and tormented for his sick experiments. Oh, right, my order. Some caramel and chocolate coffee, lots of sugar, and ooh, one of those blueberry scones should be good. Also some of that garlic bread. I think there's a vampire currently stalking me, so some extra protection would be nice. And that was the Gummy Goo variety episode. There were a few times and parts that it got a little tricky, but it was pretty fun, and think I came up with some good ideas. But what did you think of this? Let me know in the comments if I should do more of these character variety episodes, along with characters I should try it with, and other series I should turn into animatronics, mech armors, folklore creatures, and I can put into Mortal Kombat. For more Amazing Digital Circus, we have the variety episode that led to this video, along with the first animatronics video. And we have Whitney's debut in Zelda characters as Mech Armor, plus more Mortal Kombat when we put Has-Been Hotel characters into it. And if you liked what you saw, then leave a like, and subscribe to join our growing little Arcane town, to be in the know for future plans, polls, and videos. The story stuff has been a bit slow, but FNAF Mermaid should be out soon. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later.